Merry Meet, Annie here. Welcome back to the Flow of the Rite series. We've talked about what a rite is, why we might do one, and how we might write the rite. At the end of that video, I suggested you step away, distancing yourself from the act of creation, the thinking process, which puts your rite onto pieces of paper or cards or however way you have chosen to capture it, is important. Stepping away from that so that you can return to the rite as a spiritual intent. Give yourself distance. Truthfully, I separated it by a week, but a day is probably the shortest I would recommend. You may have put it away the day before, and now it is the day of your rite. The next step is constructing the temple. Constructing the temple is, at the first level, truly the act of physically cleaning the space you're going to have a ritual. Dusting, vacuuming, sweeping, whatever it takes to make it clean. Removing distractions in the area where you'll be. Most of us don't have the opportunity to have a dedicated space that never has any other purpose other than what we use it for in Rite. So it's a good idea to look around the room to see what might distract you while you're performing your rite. Outdoors, this is also important. Cleaning up sticks or stones, rocks, anything you might trip over, clearing the area. Outdoors, we've encountered when we were setting up a circle that there was poison ivy in the area we wanted to use. Certainly don't want that there when we're doing our ritual. In someone else's, and I am making it clear, someone else's backyard that I visited that was hosting a ritual, she had forgotten to clean up the business that her dogs do in her backyard. I have to admit, I left. Housekeeping is not just about in the house. It's preparing the area where you're going to be. Once we've physically cleaned the area, whether inside or outside, constructing the temple is getting it ready. Truly constructing it. This is something done with reverence. With your ritual in hand, and I really suggest you have that cheat sheet that I suggested you do, the "and there shall be" page. Make sure that everything that you need is placed where you need it to be. And in that process, remove the things that don't have to be there. I strongly advise when you do a rite or a working that you have a simplified altar where the focus of everything on that altar attends to the moment, to what you want to accomplish. I know a lot of us, myself included, like a busy, decorated, artistic altar, but there comes a time when it should be limited to what we need for what we are about to do. Removing things from our altar and the placement of things on our altar should be done with respect, truly with reverence. It should almost feel as if you were doing this in slow motion. Every action considered. It helps to use your "and there shall be" list to get things set up, and then take a moment without saying the true words or taking the time to go through the detail of all the words of your ritual, to go through the motions of your ritual, what you're going to do in what order. It's a good way to take just a few moments to see that are things at hand, are things logically at hand where you can reach them. The last thing you need is a candle placed very specifically for a reason in a certain spot, and then you need something that you can't reach over or around it to get to during your rite. Doing a quick think through of your ritual gives you a sense of, is everything placed where you need it to be? During the process, I like to burn a particular incense. Some people like to play a particular piece of music. It will come on or be lit at the end of the house cleaning, the physical cleaning of the space. Something that is the same each time. I'm going to be saying over and over again how important the repeating pattern is. That you do something over and over again, your brain goes to the same place then each time you do it. I have a particular incense I light as soon as the room is cleaned. that is the incense used only for this particular time. My mind goes to a place that enhances that the movements I'm making as I carefully and reverently place items on and around my altar is a spiritual place already. I've already begun the shift into ritual mind. It doesn't matter if you do this or not. If you do it, and I highly recommend you try it, some piece of music you listen to each time, some scent that you listen to each time, I do highly recommend it be repeating. Because at more levels than if you hear or smell, you will return to a familiar place every time you listen to that music or light that incense during this phase of getting ready. Then find the place you want to leave your notes for your ritual so that when you return to do your ritual, they're convenient and ready and waiting for you. The next step is reeving. Merry part for now. I wish you mirth and reverence.